Hey, how you doing? Mario Marco here. Good morning, by the way. And, okay. Here we are in part 2 of my reaction to g4's top 100 video games of all time. I already made the first wave. Now we're gonna go through the second one, see what else they have in store. And yeah, I'm gonna skip through the yes or no questions if you recall from yesterday, so let part 2 begin.
To Master Chief.
That game was awesome.
8-bit to high def.
Oh man, I love Street Fighter. Assassin's Creed, epic.
Heroes versus Assassins.
Batman, Mortal Kombat. No one can ever forget finish him.
Versus
Legend of Zelda.
Toughest bad guy in the game.
What, she's shocked.
Shakalaka. We're counting down the top 100 video games of all time.
Angry Birds.
Cool. Mario Brothers is basically like a quest on acid.
Just last night.
The late Robin Williams was there to interview.
I love shooters.
God rest his soul.
Skyrim is a way of
He
life.
created and perfected comedy.
That's the game we used to play a lot.
Portal is the best game on the planet.
I got really hooked on that game.
Alright. Oh, I know that music.
Grab your Lancer, duck behind some cover, and prepare for number 80 on our countdown. Gears of War 3.
Haha, Gears of War, man. The third one.
Gears of War 3, man, is like my favorite video game.
Yep, one of the highlights of the Xbox.
Released in 2011, Gears of War 3 brought fans bigger battles, better multiplayer action, and an explosive conclusion to the epic story of Marcus Phoenix and his ongoing battle against the vile Locust Horde.
We really swooped in with an amazingly well.
Everyone thought it was, oh look, the guy buying Gears.
We knew this was the end of the trilogy. This was the end of
Anyway, as I was saying, we all thought this was going to be the end of the franchise, but wrong. They're going to make a fourth one. Well, before that, there was the prequel and then the fourth one, which is heading its way to the Xbox One.
I could hold my own against anybody in the game when I'm online.
My husband and I played together.
A freaking gun attached, the chainsaw attached to it. It's called a Lancer for a reason. What's more brutally epic than that?
The Horde mode in Gears 3 is insane. It's addictive. I start playing at 7 o'clock.
So addictive, and it makes you want to really own these things.
Intense action has always been a staple of the Gears franchise. But what really set Gears of War 3 apart was its moving storyline.
We did a really good job of blending kind of seamless cinematic gameplay with really, really good storytelling. That kind of culminates in the death of a key character about halfway through the game, which a lot of gamers really enjoy.
Imagine if they made this into a movie. Just saying. That's the part where one of their own made an ultimate sacrifice.
I sat in silence for 4 minutes. We paused it. We couldn't do anything else. It was so well done. The acting, the writing.
I was literally crying.
Everybody was pretty much upset at Dom's death.
Connect with, and so I think that's one of the strengths of Gears of War is that it has characters that people can relate to.
Dom dies. Leave that. I was sad. We were pissed. We had to drink after that. We did pour out a 40 for our homie.
Gears of War 3 improved on 2 already incredible games to create a bullet-riddled masterpiece that we'll be playing for years to come.
Yeah, and still is.
You'll always have a special place in my heart. There are so many huge releases every year, yet Gears 3 has been in my Xbox 360 every day since it dropped, and there's something to be said about that.
Next Next up,
What's
a tricky
this?
psychology lesson disguised as a video game. At number
Psychology
79,
lesson in a
Psychonauts.
video game.
Psychonauts.
So Jack Black is a fan of this one.
You are all psychic soldiers. The brainchild of devious game designer Tim Schafer, Psychonauts hit consoles in 2005. Part platform game, part mind-bending adventure. The game's plot concerned, well, let's have Jack explain.
You're this kid.
My name
Starts with a D.
is Rasputin.
There's a psychic camp for kids to develop
Oh, so the kid's Russian?
The adventure takes place in different people's minds and psyches, and you gotta like figure out their psychological damage to conquer the game. It's pretty groundbreaking and creative.
This is so cool.
Yeah, I'll admit.
Dreams and people, when they have dreams, they take their lives' problems and turn them into these crazy, real, literal, like monsters that you fight in your head. So we can do anything we want in the game. We can go anywhere.
Create your own psychic powers in your head, battling your inner demons in there.
It doesn't actually make any sense, but it's amazing because
Okay, I'll admit, I don't find this to make sense at all, but either way, pretty damn
upon
cool.
release and attracted a cultishly devoted fan base, even if the game was viewed as a commercial flop.
It is one of the best games I ever played. It should have gotten more attention than it ever got. Obviously, it made your list. So there's something to be said here.
Is this your list of top 100 games that were canceled? Because I don't know how many games on this list were canceled, but that game was canceled. And it came back from the dead. And it is still here.
So this used to be canceled, but they brought it back up.
Universe.
What is this, a racer?
Next, an arcade classic that combines fast driving, quick reflexes, and some very satisfying road rage.
It was James Bond, but...
Well, so it's related to James Bond?
At number 78, Spy Hunter.
Spy Hunter.
Spy Hunter. Why do they call it Spy
The
Hunter?
early 80s saw a glut of driving and racing games, but there had never been one that also let you shoot at stuff.
What's great about Spy Hunter is that
Okay, so you get to take control of your own custom James Bond gadget car,
Spy Hunter was the game
which
that everyone wanted
shoots
to play just so
ballistics
they could feel like they were in
and
Knight
releases oil.
Spy Hunter put players behind the wheel of a kick-ass G6155 Interceptor, which got some deadly upgrades every time they could hit the
Yeah, I
line
bet they
of
got
one
the
of
name
each
Interceptor
truck.
from Mad Max.
The game is a truck comes, you drive in the truck.
I remember constantly looking for that.
So you just
van,
drive into the truck
drive
and
into
what
it. I
happens?
think
You get
got
an
a smoke
upgrade?
screen or oil slick, whatever, when you ever went into that van. You know, their cars are coming up, you're like, oil slick, son. You know? Messed up.
But getting on the truck got you more than an awesome upgrade. It gave players a chance to hear a Spy classic.
Also has a Spy song in there? So this is a Spy song blueprint for like Jason Bourne or something?
Pent-up road rage made Spy Hunter one of everyone's top games.
Shooting the guys, Spy Hunter, I could play that all day.
Aha! Excite Bike.
A classic motocross game for the NES that still sets hearts racing.
Excite Bike on Nintendo.
Ah, Nick Cannon.
Old school.
Legendary Nickelodeon pioneers.
I'll take it all the way back to 86.
At number 77, it's Excite Bike, one of the original games available upon Nintendo's American release.
Oh yeah.
That's it right there, Excite Bike. That's the original video game that beats all video games.
Duh, it's like a blueprint for each and every motocross game.
The average bow-legged biker like myself to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to jump our Ford Festiva.
Simple in design, but extremely rewarding, Excite Bike offered a revolutionary feature.
That's one of the highlights. Custom make your own tracks in any way you want.
Far outside the box that was back then, to let you take control and kind of build your own level. If you wanted to really make a time trial track that you wanted all your friends to come over and try and you couldn't wait for them to get there, that's what Excite Bike did.
I think for me, what made this game so much fun was the sound design. If you play the motorcycle sound in Excite Bike,
to anybody my age, they can immediately tell you what video game that came from.
A simple yet unforgettable classic, Excitebike laid the groundwork for every Nintendo racing game that came after it, and exposed gamers everywhere to a new world of virtual speed.
It's all even lets you crash.
Coming up next, the fight for the top spot continues.
Is this a hockey
I
game?
only play just to fight.
And no one's playing nice.
Oh my god, that knee punch.
Beat him up.
Will your favorite game live to see the next round?
This is pretty much the freaking coolest thing you could ever imagine.
Yeah, I agree.
But first, before Peter Gunn, what was 1988? On theme by Monty.
Sorry. Okay, so it's a hockey one.
It's time to throw down on the ice.
Oh, and let you fight?
At number
Sweet.
76, Blades of Steel was an arcade hit. Ported to the original
Oh man, Blades of Steel. It sounds like it could be a sword fighting game. Hockey
Blades
game?
of Steel still satisfies
Oh man.
liberal amounts of what
Why
every
give
hardcore
that
hockey
name
fan clamors
to this
for.
hockey game? Although it has the fighting feature, which is the freaking only freaking best thing I've ever seen.
One reason. Fighting.
Oh, I totally play just to fight.
If I can't knock you out and hurt you, then I don't want to play.
Right, if you got into a fight with another player and you lost the fight, then you ended up in the penalty box. When does the loser also then get penalized unless it's communism?
Blades of Steel is pulling no punches when it comes to what makes this NES classic one of the best sports games of all time.
Yeah, pulling punches is the only best part.
That's a sports game. Forget everything else.
And now, a post-apocalyptic epic that nuked gamers' idea of what an RPG could be. At number 75,
Kind of RPG.
Fallout 3.
That game is awesome. It also made me prepare.
What is this, an inspiration for like Mad Max or something?
Released in 2008, Fallout 3 dropped gamers into the middle of a post-nuclear Washington, D.C. and a fight for survival.
You renegade and you find yourself out in the Earth that has been destroyed by this nuclear disaster. And it's all
gotta hate
about
nuclear
kind
war.
of interacting with the locals that live out there.
Outsider, you have arrived. Please come closer.
So you're like fighting people in the middle of the desert, you know?
Yeah, fighting people and then just slaughter each other and then just take their spoils or whatever.
There's like a tree god who's like, please kill me.
Wave bye-bye, Bob.
Oh, wow.
You got this whole world open to you. And you're like a kid in the candy store. You just want to run around and try everything at once.
I killed the ant lady. And I wore her ant head for a while after I killed her.
The open world of Fallout 3 was so enormous, it took
Take
players
spoils
hundreds
of
of
war.
hours to explore it all.
I think it probably might have pushed, it might have been pushing towards 300 hours of Fallout 3 that I played.
I set challenges for myself to collect every single outfit that there was in the wasteland. So in my house, I had closets of different clothing. Which, why would I do that? That was the one game that almost like did me in. My girlfriend's like, go to sleep. It's a 3. I will. 3 in the morning. Cuts it like 8 in the morning. I have to be at work at like 10. I'm like, still playing it. That's what I like the most.
Oh, Matthew Perry from Friends.
Hours and hours of fun.
Oh, so you actually give this a try?
An enormous open world and the frenetic gameplay of a shooter.
I wish I'd be friends with him and the rest of the Friends cast members.
It has literally.
I definitely want to learn a lot from like Joey, you know, Matt LeBlanc when he picks up chicks.
It's really the type of game that you spend.
Oh, he gets to battle a giant mutated scorpion.
All-time favorite.
Okay, so nuclear boom explosion. Oh yeah!
Next, a game that transformed a Nintendo character into a video game icon.
Who's best known for the do the barrel roll?
It's Star Fox 64.
Star Fox.
I remember playing Star Fox 64.
Oh man, Star Fox, one of those brings me back.
It was great. Brilliant.
Star Fox 64 was amazing.
Made in 1997. It's the year of my pal Tony Luigi's birth.
Star Fox 64 blasted Fox McCloud and the popular Nintendo series into the third dimension.
And they did good remaking it to the third dimension.
Fox in a spaceship, which you
It's every NASA's career's dream to fly a new hypothetical spaceship like this one all over through every corner of the universe.
The graphics were incredible, the colors, what you were able to do with the spaceship.
And graphics, the spaceship, the planets, the boss battles, dogfights, flight maneuvers.
Become the fastest selling N64 game ever.
And now we got, and there's talking characters in there.
Because the characters talk.
Never give up.
Some sound effects and voices that are a little bit too over the top.
Do a barrel roll. Yeah, sometimes it's stuck in my head, the barrel roll comment.
I actually secretly hoped that I was in some kind of Last Starfighter scenario where I could fly a hypothetical spaceship at this point. And
yeah, if I got the chance to fly in one of these things, oh my god, it would be a dream come to life. If, in the far future. I know that color scheme.
Mario or Luigi. At number 73,
Mega Man.
Mega Man 2.
God, Mega Man, you play those games? They're amazing.
Even Sean White's a fan of that.
Mega Man 2 was released on the NES in 1988 and was an instant hit.
Mega Man 2 is probably one of the coolest video games ever because
it's like
it's like a superhero game.
Mega Man was
Mega Man is like such an early superhero back then.
Mega Man 2 is one of my all-time favorite games as well. I still have my ringtone as the Mega Man 2 theme song.
You gotta love the theme song. Nothing can beat that theme song.
I remember playing for hours and hours after school trying to become like a Mazo from Justice League, have every superpower.
Yeah, the more bosses you beat, the more their superpower abilities you take.
Which robot master you should take on.
But it's sort of like a puzzle. Because you have to pick any boss into a specific pattern. It's sort of like a puzzle maze for each boss battle. And the final boss is the evil mad scientist named Dr. Wily.
And inspired a generation of platformers that follow.
Mega Man 2 was incredibly hard. It came out when we were
even though it's one of the early hardest games ever. But either way, it's pretty freaking cool.
Can handle that game today. That's a challenge. That's a challenge to you at home. But you could not finish that game.
Mega Man 2 is the only game that I love that I've never been able to get past 2 levels on.
Yeah.
Coming up next, one of the most controversial games of all time. Finish him!
That may be a sign for where they show some controversies. Which is sometimes unfair, but way risky and awesome.
But first, which of these games was originally?
Sorry.
Asked which of these games was The Dig. It was based on an idea for an episode of the TV series Amazing Stories.
Yeah. All right. Let's finish. Let's finish him.
A fighting game that brought a new level of action, intensity, and infamy to gaming.
Finish him. Finish him. Finish him. Dun, dun, dun.
Get over here.
At number 72 on our countdown, one of the most notorious and controversial games ever, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, notoriously awesome. Everybody loved Mortal Kombat.
It was brutal.
Even though it's exceptionally nasty and bloody to play.
One of those games that's corrupting youth in America.
And why is this like corrupting the youth in America?
These video games are making kids violent. I was like,
that's bullshit. They don't make us violent. Look, if I wanted to be violent, I would have done it in my own free choice will, but there's no way that games like these is going to make me violent. I'm incapable of that.
Was not appropriate for children. And
it inspired the game rating system, which is even though a good thing.
That was a game that only a few of the kids had. And, everybody wanted to go over to their house and play when their parents weren't around.
Not everybody can get their hands on it at the time.
Or something. Everybody
because it's sometimes like some kind of hidden, dirty, secret stash of a magazine.
Mortal Kombat hit arcades in 1992 and hit hard. With its
Yeah,
thrill
harder
of
than you
one-on-one
think.
death matches and plentiful gore, the game couldn't help but attract attention.
Yeah, that's what it can do.
I remember being a teenager and coming into the arcade, and I'm hearing all these sounds of just this, finish him.
Yeah, get over here.
Sounds, and it had this kind of like photorealistic style that I hadn't seen up to that point yet. It was amazing.
It was the first time that I saw people lining up to play an arcade game. It's the first time I saw people putting their money down and saying, I got next.
In the wake of other fighting games, Mortal Kombat stunned with its over-the-top gameplay and brutal level of violence.
Street Fighter 2 had become this kind of phenomenon, and then Mortal Kombat comes along as the guy in the rated R movie, and there's buckets of blood flying around, there's disembodied voices laughing.
All of the awesome, really fun things that you got to do with the characters, instead of just hitting them, were all insanely magical and insanely like violent and deadly.
You get to rip out a person's head, rip out a heart, and just push them off a cliff while they're falling down, being impaled by spears. And just light them on fire until they return to a skeleton, and freeze them to death, and just shatter them.
And surprise, years later, I think
just rip their arms and legs off, and just split them in half. Oh man, it is exceptionally brutal for a reason, but either way, pretty damn cool.
Next, a game that combined the thrills of space combat with
what is that, Star Wars?
The rebels have taken the planet, my lord. At number 71, it's Wing Commander 2, Vengeance of the Kilrathi.
Okay. This is like a spin-off of Star Wars TIE Fighter.
You've got evil.
You got talking lion leopard cats.
Spaceship with lots of weapons equals every boy in the world wants to play.
So now it's a space flight simulator game where you get to play as the good guy. Star Wars TIE Fighter. FYI, let you ride in the TIE Fighter and fight for the Empire. No way am I fighting for the Empire. Not a chance.
Of their very own spaceship.
Wing Commander 2 came out when I was 11 years old, and this game for me was amazing, and all I wanted to be was a starfighter, but you can't do that in real life because there aren't spaceships that fly around and fight aliens. But Wing Commander 2 was the first game that made me feel like it was real.
Games like these will eventually make your dream come true, even if it's half granted.
Now we travel back a long time ago to a galaxy, well, not so far away.
But in a good way.
The original arcade version of Star Wars.
Ah, so it's made by Atari.
Arcade version of Star Wars was like maybe the best Star Wars game ever made.
The first Star Wars cabinets hit arcades in 1983, and fans of the franchise
no way.
sit in the cockpit of their
One of the early game cabinets, which makes it feel like a dream come true to fly in one of those X-wings and dive into the Death Star and then blow it up from the inside. That's just obviously one hell of a dream come true.
You shoot those big crunch berries at you, and you got to shoot those.
Shooting those TIE fighters.
Then you get into the run on the Death Star.
Get into the maze and the Death Star.
That was just super fun.
You can get to hear Obi-Wan Kenobi's ghost Force voice to guide you.
Brightest strobe light at you. Today would have 17 warnings on it. At that time, they're like, sure, go play that game. You gotta find out if you have epilepsy at some point.
Star Wars vector graphics don't look like much compared to today's games, but in 1983, they blew people's minds.
They had the
serves as a blueprint either way.
Compared to any of the other games.
Whenever things go really bad for me and things have just broken down, I can almost hear Luke Skywalker say, I lost R2. Because that's the way I feel when things are going really bad. I feel like I've lost R2.
LucasArts' 1983 arcade classic was the ultimate dream come true for millions of Star Wars fanatics.
You bet. Billions
I
even.
don't think licensed games got really any better than that after Star Wars.
And now for the classic beat-em-up that let you and a buddy join forces for a side-scrolling smackdown.
What do they call this
number
one?
69, Double Dragon.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Double Dragon. Double Dragon.
That inspire you to become wrestlers or UFC fighters.
Boom. Double Dragon's an awesome game.
Way awesome, if you ask me.
Released to arcades in 1987, Double Dragon was as straightforward as games come.
You're the Double Dragon dudes, and you have to go and fight the Black Warrior gang and like the side-scrolling gang where you're beating them up so that you can save this chick, Marion.
Double Dragon, it's like playing with two Patrick Swayze's from Roadhouse. It basically...
playing like twin Patrick Swayze's.
Break their neck, like, you know.
Double Dragon won over gamers with the then revolutionary opportunity for two-person co-op play.
That was a great co-op game. I love that. Me and my brother can both get down on at the same time.
If you both get to the end of the game together, you have to fight each other for Marion's love.
And while Double Dragon
fight each other for some hot chick's love? That's stupid. They're brothers. They're not supposed to let anything get in their way.
Generations of beat-em-up games to come.
Double Dragon is fun. You just walk through punching and kicking, man. Punching and kicking, looking rad with a mullet.
Yeah, punching and kicking, knee punching, even.
Coming up next, Parkour is King from the Sands of Persia.
I really like the Prince of Persia games.
Sean White likes these too.
Made killing people look like good exercise.
Yeah, no doubt.
We go above the rim for a hardcore favorite.
Boom shakalaka!
But first, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is the second hot $30 million.
Right. Nice.
And now for a game that lets you defy the laws of physics as well as time and space.
Now there's a time reverse game
Prince of Persia:
talking about.
The Sands of Time.
I'm not gonna lie, I really like
Prince
the
of
Prince of
Persia
Persia games.
Released in 2003, Sands of Time was actually a reboot of the classic Prince of Persia series.
Best reboot of a game ever made.
Jordan Mechner.
I had the great good fortune to work with a fantastic team at Ubisoft Montreal to bring back Prince of Persia, which, you know, in 2002, when we started making Sands of Time, was an old game.
This game was all about sort of puzzle solving in 3D space, and you needed to climb up curtains and jump from ledge to ledge.
Yeah, definitely.
Sands of Time updated Prince
Those
of
moves
Persia
are definitely serves as the main blueprints for Assassin's
and
Creed.
of course, that handy dagger of time.
The best part of the game is the ancient dagger of time, which literally saves your life. But you have to refill it with sands from defeated sand demons.
It's a great concept. You see that in a lot of games nowadays. That was the first one that I remember did that. It was a lot of fun.
Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time turned back the clock on an aging franchise and was rewarded with several Game of the Year awards.
Oh yeah, they were right to remake it, because look how that turned out.
Our next game made its way to our countdown, one brick at a time. At
Minecraft.
7, it's the groundbreaking and insanely addictive Minecraft.
An amazing
God, Minecraft sucks. It looks freaking prehistoric to me.
Was released in 2009.
Okay, to any of you who are actually fans of Minecraft, I'm sorry if you have to hear me say what I said about Minecraft, but to tell you the truth, me and Tony Luigi not so much in love with Minecraft, because the gameplay looks like freaking prehistoric. It looks like 70s and 80s and probably 90s games mashed up together. And look how that turned out. One hell of an epic fraud of an abomination.
You explore a vast open world for resources that you then use to create buildings made of textured 3D cubes.
The thing that I actually like
No way in hell am I ever playing that crap-ass game.
Seeing all the crazy
You guys, you can hate me all you want for how much I hate Minecraft, but
or the entire Final Fantasy world, or like Star Wars,
you know what?
and that to me
You can hate and judge me all you want for what I said about Minecraft,
Minecraft is a game
but
like no other, and one that is
tell you the truth, Minecraft sucks.
completely.
And again, no way in hell am I playing that piece of crap
about a
game.
survival game, how I thought about a building game, how I thought about PC gaming in general.
Now it's time to step into the Animus to take on the Templars.
AC,
Number
baby.
66 is the highly acclaimed open-world stealth action game Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh yeah.
What I loved about it is
First AC game is very good, but the second AC game, very great. In other words, even better.
100% sync. Every single side mission, every single weapon. If I don't finish everything on the disc, I'm not a whole person.
Oh, yeah.
Released to consoles in 2009.
Oh, man. Makes you feel like you're traveling through time.
Shoes of his badass
Made history fun.
And takes the fight for control of the modern world to 15th century Italy.
Yep, the Renaissance. Gotta love Renaissance.
Faithful recreation of any city in any video game ever.
Historical moments, famous people, beautiful women even. And the weapons, the variety of weapons, the clothes, the skills.
Sure.
You know,
How may I be of service?
sometimes killing people only in games definitely feels like true exercise, and not only in there but in here, and for your hands and the body even.
The truth puzzles in the game, right? So
I don't know what kind of puzzles are these, but I'm just gonna ignore those puzzles.
Truth puzzles, either A, look them up on the internet, which is probably what you guys did, or B, they're the smartest person in the world.
But Assassin's Creed 2 isn't all puzzles and history lessons. The game is packed with sweet stealth moves and insanely killer action.
You always have that same sick-ass weapon.
Yep.
With like
Best part of every assassin he plays, the hidden blades.
My favorite part of the game was going
And when you get to use double the hidden blades, oh my god. It's use double the assassinations. It's you do the leap of faith and you land in hay, and you get to whistle to lure somebody you want to kill, then
Assassin's Creed 2 was met with heaps of critical praise and has sent almost 10 million games
even has humor in there too.
Renaissance Italy.
I just want to stay in Renaissance Italy and be, fighting and learning all those cool parkour moves.
Assassin's Creed franchise did definitely make history a whole lot more fun.
Great title.
If it wasn't for either the first one or the second one right now.
It's one of the most fast-paced, violent, and insanely fun video games ever made.
Yeah, no doubt.
At number 65, Unreal Tournament.
That's a classic name.
Unreal Tournament was a really fun game. I love the multiplayer aspect of that.
Unreal Tournament was the first-person shooter that Epic Games ever did, and it was an immediate success. It was frenetic, and it was a really good time.
Unreal Tournament was released for the PC in 1999, and it was all about one
the end of the 20th century.
multiplayer carnage.
You want to end it with the blast the crap out of the bang.
You run around and kill people.
That's one of the early ideas for Call of Duty or Medal of Honor or
the world are like, hey, captivating
House of the Dead.
single player story is great, but there's also this other thing that you can do.
It was fast-paced. You died a lot, but you also killed a lot. And it had a lot of fun, some futuristic weapons.
One of the most man moments of my life was playing Unreal Tournament while Oz was on the other TV. So we're watching Prison and then playing Unreal Tournament at the same time. It's it doesn't get any nerdier or more manly than that.
Or more best of both.
Unreal Tournament was a trailblazing achievement in online warfare, featuring game modes that are now standard in most multiplayer shooters.
The Call of Duties and the Battlefields of the world, I don't think they'd be as successful as they are without the multiplayer component, and they all
Yep, and you blast the crap in the middle of outer space. That's sweet.
Coming up next, we set our sights on the
so first-person shooter where you have a gun in the middle of the screen.
It's a freaking robot Hitler.
But what do you call him? Robo Hitler or Mecha Hitler?
War 3 is epic in the true sense of the epic.
Plus, it's
Or Cyber Hitler.
the hottest basketball game ever.
If in a real game if the ball was on fire, game over, let's reschedule this.
But first, the announcer in NBA Jam is modeled after the announcer from NBA Jam modeled after. The answer? Marv Albert, who actually narrated the 1996 version of the game, NBA Jam Extreme.
So this must be NBA Jam herself.
On fire, one dunk at a time.
Yeah, or slam dunk that basketball. It's probably the best
At number
part.
64, NBA Jam.
NBA Jam, dude. This is the best game ever.
It was the basketball, but it was
okay,
nothing
no
but
lie.
slam
That's
dunks
true.
and three-pointers. It was like if Red Bull invented basketball. It was awesome.
I'm not a big sports guy. I've always been more into video games, but NBA Jam was one of those games that really kind of captured my heart and my imagination.
Now, there's a sport game that everybody can relate to.
In 1993, and virtually every other gaming platform after that, NBA Jam became the most recognizable basketball game ever.
Sorry if you had to see that.
Would be like, man, NBA Jam is like not real basketball, but it's like that's the whole point. It's like 2-on-2, and you just like super dunking.
May not be like real basketball, but it reinvents it in a good way.
Players had Shaq when he was young, breaking backboards like this.
It wasn't even really about basketball. It was like this 2-on-2 kind of kung fu fest involving flaming basketballs.
It dunked from like half court, which I can never even dunk a basketball, so to see players actually dunk from half court who are actually on fire as well, I was a little concerned for their safety, but they were fine.
I can remember as a kid going out to the corner store and playing against the older guys and always just trying to catch fire.
Woo, you get on fire. The ball would be on fire like, woo,
sorry, I gotta breathe.
It'll burn the net.
Okay, so if you slam dunk the basketball in the net, the ball will like incinerate into ashes until there's nothing.
Game over. Let's reschedule this. But in this,
Oh, that sucks, but it's awesome.
It was just something special about that game. The commentary.
Boom shakalaka.
Oh, so this is the best comment.
Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka!
Boom shakalaka. Don't know what it means, but best catchphrase ever.
Gifted gamers with plenty of kick-ass memories.
Yeah, definitely one of the games with the most kick-ass memories ever.
I don't know what does.
Yeah, kaboom to that.
And now for the granddaddy of all first-person shooters.
Oh, why? Is it because they now have a gun in the middle for once?
FPS Wolfenstein 3D.
Wolfenstein? So what is this, from World War II?
When Wolfenstein 3D
Oh, right, yeah, because you're shooting Nazis.
It featured revolutionary graphics and gameplay.
Oh, yeah.
It was the most nerve-wracking experience I'd had playing a video game in my life.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was our first game that we actually had a gun, you know, in the middle of the screen.
Yep, one of the first gun-based games with the where you have the weapon in the middle.
Although its violent content gave some watchdogs.
Where you're this one soldier shooting Nazis single-handedly.
You know.
All right, quick, pop a quiz. Who is the best boss ever to kill in the entire history of video games? Mecha Hitler.
The best part is where you get to take on Hitler. Until he suffered a very violent death before he was escorted into the gates of hell.
An entire genre of video games that are making more than $1 billion a year.
Holy. Probably because it gives you the opportunity to murder Hitler single-handedly. If I get the chance to play that, it would be an experience.
Civilization 2.
Another PC game?
I'm playing Sid Meier's Civilization. Civilization 2 is basically a big game of Risk, only a lot more complicated with a lot more going on.
So complicated that everybody would find it hard to play.
You start out in the Stone Age and you have to create, you know, this society, and it can collapse.
Create societies.
Your leadership is kind of what determines whether they're successful or unsuccessful, but you get to meet great historical figures. There's a lot of kind of fun stuff to do in it.
So it's like a blueprint for
Wasn't your typical
The
button
Sims.
masher. Civilization 2 is for a, let's say, more bookish kind of gamer.
Sid Meier's Civilization 2 was too smart for me. I can't manage.
Yeah, too smart for even for me because I can't process everything in there. It actually feels like old school homework.
Wonders and technologies.
Let us trade technologies now and destroy them later.
It was cool building up your armies and you know, civilizations.
Ah ha ha ha, yeah.
Up next, a game that managed to make Greek mythology fun.
In every way, with psychological warfare.
It's God of War 3.
God of War 3. the conclusion to the ancient Greece
one of the best video
story
games,
for Kratos.
God of War 3 was released exclusively to the PlayStation 3 in 2010.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
fanfare and high expectations from die-hard fans of the series.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of high expectations.
It didn't disappoint.
God of War 3 is epic in the true sense of the epic.
When I first started the game, it's like you're climbing up this large, like, Mother Earth. And like Zeus is all the way at the top.
Kratos is leading the Titans. We're climbing up Mount Olympus in order to slaughter every single Olympian that ever lived.
Kratos is an angry young man.
And sometimes Kratos is a very angry young warrior.
He's got a lot of issues to work through.
Kratos must be a real bummer at parties. Like, he's the douchebag in the corner doing Jaeger bombs, you know?
He can slaughter an entire army all by himself.
PS3 to its limits with huge boss battles.
Spoiler alert, he even bashed Hercules to death.
The graphics was on point. I loved the fight and the combat in it.
Yeah. You take on Poseidon, Hades,
When I first
Zeus.
started playing God of War, it was just
Even
like
the Titans sometimes, if they go rogue or you betray them or they betray you.
Thumbs up for God of War 3.
And a variety of ancient Greek weapons. Gotta love that.
Coming up on the top 100 video games of all time.
Oh, and this is the end of part 2.
I'm addicted.
We launch into the top 60 with some of the most infamous,
Call it Murder Ride.
most difficult,
Face melting.
and most beloved games in history.
People are so dedicated to that we get emails about the game still.
Plus, Bo may know Tecmo.
Tecmo is my favorite game.
But does he know the code?
Up, down, down, left, right, B-A-B-A, select, start 2 player.
Find out when the top 100 video games of all time continues.
Alright. That pretty much concludes part 2. So, okay. Tune in next time tomorrow for part 3. Because, you know, yeah. So, part 3. I may do it tomorrow or after tomorrow, or maybe like, you know, next week. You know, next week. But okay, you get the whole process. So, okay, tune in next time for I do part 3 on g4's Top 100. So, see you all next time. Until then, I got you all covered. So for now, Mario Marco out. See you all in part 3.